So I'll put 3 questions here. So the first one, what is a multiple? We're going to cover that first. Secondly, what is the lowest common multiple? And I've underlined common multiple because if you don't know what a common multiple is, you're not going to know what the lowest common multiple is. So we're going to cover that. And then the last question, how do we add fractions? Okay, I'm going to look at 2 numbers today. My 2 examples are going to be 2, the number 2 and the number 3, okay? Now, the multiples of 2 are the answers, what we would call the answers to the 2 times table. So if you don't know your 2 times table, then you can use a times table sheet or grid like this. So all of the multiples of 2 are everything that comes after the equal sign. So 2 times 1 is 2, so 2 is a multiple of 2. 4 is a multiple of 2. 6 is a multiple of 2. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. All right, so that's for the first example. What about for 3? The multiples of 3. 3 is a multiple of 3. 6 is a multiple of 3. 9 is a multiple of 3. 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. We can even go on if we would like to. That's basically the gist of it, okay? So that's all that a multiple is. Now, what is the lowest common multiple? So what we're going to do, we're going to write out the multiples here. So I remember them. So 14, I should have added a bit more space. So basically any number that either starts with an even number like this, so it's a 1-digit number like this, that will be a multiple of 2. And any number that ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 is also going to be a multiple of 2. So for example, the number 1000, I'm just going to make up a number, 1080, because it ends in a 0, which is an even number, that's going to be a multiple of 2. So let me just cross that out because it's not relevant right now. For 3 now, multiples of 3. So those are your multiples of 2 and of 3. To find a multiple that is common, so the word common means it's shared. It's something that belongs to 2 or more people, essentially. So let's look to see which multiples are shared or common between 2 and 3. So is 2 in the 3 times table? Is it a multiple of 3? No, it's not. Is 4 a multiple of 3? No. Is 6 a multiple of 3? Yes. So 2 times 3 is 6. And 3 times 2 is 6. So that's our first one. That's our first common multiple. Is 8 in the 3 times table? No. 10? No. 12? Oh, yes, 12 is. 2 times 6 is 12. And 3 times 4 is 12. So we can say 12 is shared. It's a common multiple. Is 14 a common multiple of 3? No. Is 16 a multiple of 3? Nope, I don't see it there. I see 15, I don't see 16. What about 18? 3 times 6 is 18. Let me see if I'm telling you any lies. No. So 3 times 6 is 18. So 18 would be the next one. All right, 20. Is that in the 3 times table? No. Is 22 in the 3 times table? No. Is 24 in the 3 times table? Yes, I can see it here. 2 times 12 is 24. And 3 times 8 is 24. These are our common multiples of 2 and 3. Now to find the lowest common multiple, we're going to be looking for the number that is the smallest. So the first one would be 6. Okay, so the lowest common multiple of 2 and 3 would be 6. So when it comes now to add in fractions with unlike denominators, 1 over 2 plus 2 over 3. Okay, so we're trying to figure out this problem. Okay, these denominators, if you know about adding fractions generally, So let's say you've got a fraction that is 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2. If these denominators are the same, that means when we're working it out, we don't add these, we don't do anything to these. All we do is copy it down straight as we see it. So the same way you see it is 2, you copy it down 2. The only ones you're going to add are the ones up here. So 1 add 1. You're just going to add that, and that makes 2. Simplify that down, that equals 1. But anyway, we're not dealing with that today. So, how to add this one. As you can see, the denominators are not the same. And what we need to do in order to work out this is make the denominators the same. And that's where our lowest common multiple comes in, okay? Because we're going to turn the bottom into 6, okay? So there's going to be a 6 here and there's going to be a 6 here. Now, how do we do that? So I'm going to copy out the first bit of each fraction, which is 1 plus 2. Now the second bit, what do we do to turn the 2 into 6? We need to do 2 times 3, because that will equal 6. On the other side, how do we turn 3 into 6? We need to times it. 3 times 2 equals 6. And you might notice that these are exactly the same, they're just flipped. Now whatever we do to the denominator of this fraction, we need to do to the top. So we need to do that also to the numerator. So here we times this by 3. We times the bottom by 3. So the top now we need to times that by 3. Now with the next one, we do the same thing. We look at what we had to do to make it into a 6. So we had to do 3 times 2. So we did 3 times 2 here. We're going to do 2 times 2 here. Okay. Now I'm going to write it out again. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Add 2 times 2 is 4. And 3 times 2 is 6. So now I can add them up. So 3 add 4 is 7. And then the 6, as I said before, if they're the same, they're going to stay the same. We just copy it the same way. So it's going to be 6. This at the moment is an improper fraction and we cannot leave it that way. So I'm just going to turn it into a mixed fraction. So 6 is into 7 is 1, remainder 1 over 6. And that's your answer. I'm going to give you a couple more examples to show you. 2 examples here. Let's start with this one here. So it says 3 over 4, so 3/4 plus 9 over 12, okay? There's actually a couple of things you can do with this as it is. I'm going to quickly just go into it. So if you know your times tables, you can see that you can actually cancel this down. So for this fraction, if this number is divisible by the same number that this is divisible by, we can cancel it right down, okay? So 9 is divisible by 3. And 12 is divisible by 3. So here we don't even need to worry about the lowest common multiple just yet. 3 over 4, obviously we can't do anything to that, so that stays the same. Plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 12 divided by 3 is 4. And that's how we get our denominators the same. So I'm going to put my equal sign. So 3 add 3 is 6. And then the 4's denominators, they're going to stay the same. So it's going to be 4. Right, now I'm going to turn that into a mixed fraction because we cannot leave it as an improper fraction like that. It's too top heavy. So how many 4's into 6? So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many times can I get 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Once. And then there's 2 left over. So 1 and then 2 over 4. This here we can still break it down more because 2 and 4 are both divisible by 2. So we can divide these both by 2. So you can say 2 divided by 2 and 4 divided by 2 equals, so the 1 is just going to stay the same. 1, 2 divided by 2 is 1 because 1 times 2 is 2. And 4 divided by 2 is 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so that's how that one would end up. All right, let's try the other method now with this next one. So we can actually cancel both of these down. This fraction here, that is divisible by 3. I can tell straight away. Once you know your times tables, you're going to notice these things straight away. This is divisible by 3, and this is also divisible by 3 because they're both multiples of 3. This is also divisible by 3. So 3 divided by 3, that would work. And 27 divided by 3 here, that would also work. But let's use our method that we did before, which was identifying our lowest common multiple, okay? So our lowest common multiple for 9 and 27, I don't know about you, but I don't know my 27 times table, and you don't need to know it either. However, I do know that 27 times 1 equals 27. And I also know that 9 times 3 equals 27. So these are the factors that help us multiply each of these numbers to get our multiple, our lowest common multiple, which is 27. Okay, so what do we say? So to get 27 here, we did 9 times 3. So 9 times 3, 27. And then on the top, 6, we're going to have to do the same thing. Whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So 6 times 3. The next one now, 27. So what did we do to make 27? We times it by 1. So times this by 1, the denominator by 1, and then we're going to times the top also by 1. And we can rewrite the fraction again. So 6 by 3 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 3 times 1 is 3. And 27 times 1 is 27. Now we're going to add them up. So obviously, as we said, if they're the same, if the denominators are like, that means we can keep them exactly the same. So 27, that can go there straight. 18 plus 3 now, that is 21. If you know your times tables, you know that we can continue because both of these are multiples of 3, which means they're both divisible by 3. 21 divided by 3 is 7, and 27 divided by 3 is 9. So your answer, simplified, is 7 over 9, or 7/9.